there's another one, guys. I do hope you enjoyed our iPhone 8 concept. This is what we personally think with the Bro King, what the iPhone 8 will look like. So based on your feedback in the last video, we kind of changed and tweaked some things, and this was what we essentially came up with. Two designs. Now, one follows the rumors very, very closely, and one is our idea, this new concept, what we think the iPhone 8 will look like. So it's inspired by the iPhone 4 and 4S sandwich design, where you've got two glass panels on the front and back sandwiched by a stainless steel border. And wow, what a remarkable design it is. I gotta give props to the Bro King. This guy's very talented. Again, I work very closely with him to make these concepts, so you can follow him right there if you'd like. But essentially, this isn't something that Apple would release probably because it mirrors the old design a little bit too much, but I love the way that the display looks. Oh man. But the other design is what the iPhone 8 is more likely to look like based on rumors. So it's got that sweeping curved design that Apple's been using. This is in ceramic white. For the first time, I'm showing you guys this color. And we made a little tweak to the display. So on the top of the bezel, it's a little bit shorter, and the actual corners of the LCD, like the Mi Mix and the rumored Galaxy S8, are going to be curved. And oh man, what an elegant look. It looks fantastic. Now, we personally think the iPhone 8 will not have a full face display just because the technology is, right now, it's too young. I mean, Apple doesn't like to adopt things when they're in their infancy, only when it's tried and true. So maybe in the iPhone redesign in a few years, they'll adopt a full glass design on the front. But for now, this is as close as we'll get. Almost no bezels on the sides, a little bit of a curved display. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this design. We worked so hard on it. So let's get into the news and all the latest details on the iPhone 8 and 7S. Now, I wanted to give you a little recap, as I've already made two iPhone 8 update videos. And even in between these couple of months, a lot has changed. There's been more rumors, more details. The picture is getting clearer the closer we get to release. So essentially, we've got the flagship model iPhone 8, the 7S and 7S Plus, which are the cheaper models. They will be basically a spec bumped iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Design will mostly stay the same with an aluminum body. Now, the iPhone 8 will be the one everyone wants, the one with the fully glass casing front and back. It'll look very, very sleek. No home button on the front of the phone, so it'll be a flat slab of glass, basically Johnny Ive's dream for the iPhone. Also, it will have wireless charging because of that glass casing. It'll allow it to happen, possibly even charging where you walk into a room and it starts charging right away. But most importantly is the organic LED display, which is an all-new technology that allows for a thinner phone, brighter display, higher contrast ratio, more efficient display, and it allows you to curve the edges of the display. So you could possibly get something like this, like the design that we have imagined. Very similar to the Galaxy, of course, but Apple will put their own spin on it. But that is the essential picture of what we're looking at later this year. So getting into the details, I posted the last update almost a month ago, and in between there, a rumor has surfaced that has pointed out that Apple will not be using true wireless charging on the iPhone 8. So a researcher from Copperfield Investing has claimed that the iPhone 8 is ditching that idea and that it was never intended to really actually happen. They were just studying it for this release. So instead of a true wireless charging, we will most likely be looking at inductive pad charging on the iPhone 8, where it's basically the little magnetic pads inside behind the glass casing on the iPhone 8 where you set it down on a pad and it charges. Now, he outlined 3 reasons as to why Apple ditched this. For one, since 2013, Apple has been aggressively filing patents showing inductive charging to be their main focus. 2, in a patent filed back in 2011, Apple actually detailed in their very own words why inductive charging was a better way to go. 1, it was less hazardous to the health, where a lot of power transmits through the air. If you're standing in between it, they detailed that it could be hazardous to your health. That's not a good thing. If you're trying to sell that as a product, as a feature you want, being dangerous to you is probably not a good one. 2, it's extremely inefficient. So most of that energy is just bouncing off of stuff. It's not actually going into your phone. So they would have to implement a bunch of pads in the phone to capture this energy, and it's just not big enough of a device to do that efficiently. So most of the energy is being wasted, and Apple is all about efficiency. So likely with the iPhone 8, this technology is not where it needs to be, so true wireless charging is not going to come. Instead, wireless charging on a pad, you can almost guarantee that it's going to be happening with the iPhone 8. So Ming Chi Kuo is back, firing off more iPhone rumors. This is the guy I love the most. I trust him the most. What he's saying is that the iPhone 8 will have a fingerprint sensor embedded into the display. This isn't anything new. We already knew about this. what he's saying is that Apple will have their very own version of it. They won't be going to a third party like Synaptics, which has their own tech version of it. They showed it at CES, in fact. So it's definitely possible, but he's saying that Apple might not develop it in time for the iPhone 8. So although they will have this technology for future iPhones, for the iPhone 8, we might have to use a third party with like Synaptics or something. Still not a big deal, but just an interesting fact that he does confirm it is going to happen. It's been rumored extensively that the iPhone 8 might have a full display screen. I mean, no camera, no earpiece, no home button, just display where all of that used to be. And a patent just filed and granted to Apple actually details how this might be possible. It's called Electronic Devices Having Displays with Openings, and it details a method where perforations in the display allow for sensors to go on and function as normal even with a display on top of them. And it's actually kind of futuristic and cool. So that means sensors like antennas, cameras, light sensors, proximity sensors, even an earpiece could be underneath that display, yet work exactly like as if there was nothing covering them. Very interesting. I don't know how the performance would be versus a completely open sensor, an open earpiece, but the Mi Mix seems to do it very well. There's nothing on that top of the display, yet it functions like a normal phone. So Apple has the technology to do this. Will they with the iPhone 8? Who knows? And the last thing Ming Chi Kuo mentioned in his report is that Apple is developing a new 3D Touch technology, Gen 2, for the iPhone 8, as the existing FB-CB sensor, as he called it, will not work with a curved OLED display. Not to mention OLED displays are more fragile. So Apple will have to reinforce the 3D Touch technology and add a new film layer with some sort of metal plates in there in order for it to work on a curved display. He details that the main improvement in the Gen 2 3D Touch will be higher sensitivity. So you won't have to press as hard into the display in order to get it to activate, and it will work with a wide variety of pressure, not just the 3 stages we have right now. Now, how does this sound? The iPhone 8 will be forged from stainless steel. Really, really tough sounding. And the DigiTimes is reporting it's true. The iPhone 8 will take inspiration from the iPhone 4 and 4S, a stainless steel border that will be sandwiched by glass. Because of the nature of a design with glass front and back, you gotta have a very strong chassis to hold it all together to resist bend and drop. It'll be very, very rigid. That's the reasoning for going to stainless steel. The actual method for making it will change too, from machining to forging, which actually improves the structural rigidity of the chassis. And I was very happy to hear this one. The new iPhone 8 may improve its water resistance to match that of the Galaxy S7. So currently it has an IP67 water resistance rating, which is 1 meter for 30 minutes. Now the new one may have IP68 water resistance rating, which is 1.5 meters at 30 minutes. So it's basically 50% better versus the iPhone 7. And the iPhone 7 did so well. I took it scuba diving in a lake and it just blew my mind how much that thing could take before dying. Apple really scaled back the rating on it. I think it was an IP68 at least. But by those standards, the iPhone 8 will do fantastic in my tests, and I cannot wait to test it. A more recent rumor is pointing to the fact that Apple is working very hard to improve Siri for the iPhone 8. It's possible that this improvement may come to all devices in iOS 11, but maybe new microphones will be added to the iPhone 8 to hear you better. But currently, they want to fix Siri because Siri is so far behind versus Alexa or Google Voice, and Apple is realizing this just now after the success of those different companies. So they really want to fix it. Hopefully everyone gets this update, but man, Siri contextually is so behind the competition, and I'm welcoming these improvements with open arms. And just a little bit ago, Tim Cook actually spoke and hinted about the iPhone 8 in a recent press release. So this was for the 10th anniversary of the iPhone. He basically said, iPhone set the standard for mobile computing in its first decade, and we are just getting started. The best is yet to come. Now, this could mean a broad range of things, but of course, the new iPhone is going to be better. Who would have guessed? And the very last report I have for you guys is the Apple Watch 3. It seems to be that this will be a yearly occurrence, new iPhone, new Apple Watch to go alongside it. So we may be seeing a huge focus on battery life with this new coming iPhone, one that'll survive 2 days in your life, even though mine personally does easily. Officially, it's supposed to last only 1 day, but DigiTimes is reporting that the main focus will be battery life of the Apple Watch 3. And this is actually a quick concept the Bro King whipped up for the Apple Watch 3. So I do like it. It's a very clean look, and the bottom part actually conforms to your wrist, so it'll be a very comfortable fit. All right, guys, there it is, the latest on the iPhone 8. A lot of juicy details in there, although I am disappointed that the true wireless charging thing isn't happening. I didn't really have much hope to begin with that it would. I love the fact that IP68 water resistance is going to be happening, and the no home button thing, it'll be such a clean look for the front of the phone. Can't wait. So as more rumors, leaks develop, I will be sharing more of these with you. Peace.